everybody, Mike Iaconelli. Welcome back to a brand new In the Shop. And we're going to continue reviewing the lures, techniques, rods and reels in line that worked in my brand new TV show called My World, airing on CBS Sports Monday nights, 9 p.m. The next one I want to review was for sure, absolutely, one of my most memorable shoots. And it was filming and fishing with a friend of mine, UFC fighter Jim Miller. And Jim is a tough dude. In fact, Jim has the record for most fights in the UFC at over 40 fights in his career. That's incredible. That's a tough dude. In addition to being an amazing fighter, cage fighter, Jim is a heck of a fisherman. And we decided to do a little what I call Jersey wade fishing. No boat, no kayak, just in waders, exploring some out-of-the-way ponds and lakes in northern New Jersey. And I presented Jim with a challenge that was going to be pretty tough, which was in a limited amount of time to catch a limit each of largemouth bass. That's 10 bass that all have to be at least 12 inches long. You know, from a boat in a famous lake, that's probably not that hard. In a stocked pond, that's probably not that hard. But these are public fisheries, and we're in waders. But Jim was up to the challenge. You know, we were going to start in a place called the Tick Hole, and then from there, we were going to sort of hop around to some other local lakes, and we had a very limited amount of time to do it. One of the key parts of this was the ability to wade, and I do want to talk real quick about the Hodgman waders that we wore in this shoot, and they were amazing. I used the Hodgman chest waders with the Hodgman boots, and they performed excellent, and they were comfortable. But because this was a limited tackle shoot, we only brought in 2 rods and 2 reels each. We had the mindset of throwing frogs and soft stick baits, and without a doubt, the soft stick bait saved the day for us. When we got to the Tick Hole, you're not going to believe this. This is hard to believe. I hope you watched the episode. There wasn't any water in the lake. The lake was drained. But there was a pond nearby, and Jim caught the first one, and it was a big one. We started our day out with a bang with a 4-pounder, but then we had to start covering ground, moving locations, and finally, on our last stop of the day, we found a pond that had a lot of bass, and once again, the soft stick bait was the key. You know, when you're bank fishing or wade fishing, I don't know of a more versatile bait than that thing right there. We used the 5-inch Berkeley Power Bait General, and we used it in a color called Goat. And Goat, if you look at it, it's probably the most versatile color ever invented. Half of it's green pumpkin, the other half is black and blue. 2 of the best colors ever created in one bait. Jim Miller also threw a gulp sinking minnow a little bit. But both of these shapes are these soft stick bait style lures. And one of the great things about them is you can Texas rig them weightless, and they're perfect for fishing in shallow water lakes and ponds, okay? So there's the 5-inch Berkeley Power Bait General, colors Goat, and we were both rigging them on 4/0 offset hooks. And if you notice, it's so easy. We're just Texas rigging them. You go in about 1/8 of an inch, you pop it out, you bring that soft stick bait all the way around the bend in that hook. And then when I rig it Texas, when I rig it weedless, I just want to make sure that bait is nice and straight. And so that Texas rig soft stick bait Jim and I were able to make long casts in weedy environment. As it falls, this is a key. I want you to watch this. That soft stick bait shimmies. It actually has a twitch to it as it falls. It falls pretty quick, even with no weight, because it's heavy. It's got a dense content. On top of that, once it hits the bottom, remember guys, this is power bait. So it smells. So the fish are drawn into it with scent as well. Long casts were key. Finding little holes and edges in the grass were key. And really taking our time with that bait. Letting that bait soak. Not quite dead sticking, but slow presentation was also key. It was hot. The fish were lethargic. That soft plastic stick bait was perfect. You know, because we were waiting, and because this was a little more of a finesse bite, spinning equipment with lighter line was absolutely key. And we threw that 5-inch weightless Texas rigged soft stick bait on my workhorse spinning rod. And that is the Abu Garcia Ike Series finesse rod, and it's 7-foot medium. This is the best all-around spinning rod I ever created. You could do everything with it, but it's perfect for fishing a soft stick bait. It's perfect for wading. We paired that with an Abu Garcia Revo Ike in the 20 size, and in that reel, we used braid to a short fluorocarbon leader. And think about that, because that's important. When you're wade fishing, long casts are key, positive hook sets are key. You don't want stretch to your line. So we paired that with 10-pound Berkley X5 braid in the white color. White helps you line watch a little bit. And our short fluorocarbon leader was Berkley Trilene 100% fluorocarbon. Perfect combo for wading, making long casts with that stick bait, and jacking our bass. Let me tell you, fishing with Jim, it was a challenging day. It was a tough day. We had to keep adapting and changing and grinding. A lot like what you have to do in the cage when you're at a UFC fight. So, successful day thanks to the Berkley Power Bait General 5-inch soft stick bait. Man, I hope you're enjoying these episodes of My World, and I hope you're enjoying these shops talking about the lure, technique, rod, reel, and line that successfully worked in each of the shows. Good luck, good fishing. If you're wading, try that soft stick bait. It's the ultimate all-around fishing lure. See you next week. Bye.